so I can test it. So it's highlighted what it's working on. Full name, business type. I see three little icons. That means it's working on. So full name is in here twice. Really, it's one for first name, one for last name. And then that business type. That's cool because we know what it's working on. Okay. So this icon here means that it triggered one of these custom scenarios. And I can see it jumped up here. This is green, which means it's finished. And it's on this. This is blue. If we wanted it to do this one and automatically move to the next one without a reply coming in, we would select this, move on without response from contact. Now you'll see when I respond to this, it'll jump down to here. Another way to do the same thing. Let's check this out. So let's say I had this like this. And this is where it gets really cool. People don't notice, people don't really know that things work this way. Let's say we want to notify them that it's AI and then jump back down to wherever it was. So in this scenario, the way I have it set up here, if we notice it's a friend or family member, we notify them that it's AI. And then after we've done that, it'll jump back to wherever it was in our main flow, wherever it was prior to jumping into this flow. It works with another custom scenario too. So let's say I had one where they said they want a recording link. Maybe this is a coaching program and we have a recording link area. Okay, let's make it pretty. So in this case, let's talk through a scenario and I'm going to ask what you guys think would happen. Okay, we started the conversation. We detect it's a family member. So we're up here. Okay. And then that family member says they want the recording link. So they jump from here down to here, and then it reaches the end of this. Where's it going to go? So it jumped up here on this one. Another message comes in. Yeah, let's test that out. So it detected that, jumped up. Did the AI notice? Now, interesting. Okay, I wanted it to jump down here, but it didn't. Let's go ahead and open the logs. So here's where it does take some time to dial in these custom scenarios so it catches stuff.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
So is it because you said recording link inside the start node and the question only says record D? Is it like super term specific for the triggers?
And it kind of depends. If we come in here, that log,
I noticed over the yesterday and today, a lot of the logs are gone.
that log is not in here. And this area is newer, I bet. This is good. This is another reason why I do these live calls. So I can notice things. We also can see it here in the conversations. Learn why I said this. We'll hop to all the logs for that specific message. And I see that has the scenario check. So they're here. They just didn't pull into the testing portal. They need to update this. It's not supposed to jump into ones that it just came from. Let me send them a message.
We love real-time problem solving. CloseBot in action.
Yeah. Let me send them a message. Hold on.
Oh, Bryce, is it though? I don't think you published the other one, so it doesn't have it. If you scroll down in here, do you see the recording? No, in the log. If you go in the log.
Up here. I don't think I published it either.
Yeah. And
So it wasn't even there.
Right, because the scenarios did not show you the second scenario to know what to do.
That is right. That is my mistake. Kind of. It still shouldn't have jumped into there.
Well,
It did. And
you're
let's
not
see if it happens
jumping
this
out
time.
of it, right?
Let's just test this again. So yeah, here's where it'll be super nice after tomorrow, where it's testing on this saved state and not the published state, because I forget all the time to publish stuff. And then I go to test and I don't think it's working. Yeah, let's test this again.
Ditto.
Yeah, same.
It still saves it though, right?
It saves it, so it's saved, but the testing portal doesn't reflect those changes until they're published. So let's try this again. Okay, let's try this again. There we go. Good thing I have smart people on the call to teach me how to use CloseBot. Okay, so it jumped down here. Did this one. Now it came from here, went down here. We don't have a node at the end of this. It didn't move on right away because I don't have this clicked to move on without a response. So if I send a response, then it'll jump somewhere else.
It's gonna want your name, even though she's your aunt.
Yeah, even though she's the aunt, I have it set up in a way that it's going to come up here then. and do this one. Now, if I had another thing up here, and let's test this. If I had another thing up here and it had been yanked to down here, then when it was done, it would have gone back up to where it was up here.
I love how this works.
It's kind of a mind trip. Nothing has been built quite like it with this whole custom scenario and jumping between things. But once you understand how these custom scenarios work and jump around, it's really powerful. So let's say if it is my aunt, I want to have a conversation with a little bit extra instruction if we are on this conversation area. Just be kind and don't talk business. And notice that blue dot there. We have these areas of advanced settings. And oftentimes we forget when we change things in there. You get used to the default, but sometimes you go in and change it and you forget about it. This blue dot is there to remind you that you've changed the advanced settings of that node. So it's not going to behave exactly like that default node. Okay, again, let's publish it. And let's try that same scenario and watch this happen. Okay, so in this case, we came here, notice it was a family member. We notified them it was a family member. It jumped down here because we detected they wanted that recording link. We shared it, and then it jumped back up to where it was, which was up here. Now it's stuck here, and it wouldn't be pulled out of here unless there was a different custom scenario that we had listening, and it detected that to pull it elsewhere. With this current setup, it's going to stay here forever. So any questions on just the underlying rules of these custom scenarios? Yeah, Alex.
So question, so in that case, what is the relationship between those two conversation nodes? Let's say if they didn't jump, let's say they jumped into friends and family later and there would have been some conversation. Would there be any context from that conversation to the other one?
Yeah, this all shares context. There's no point where context is.
So everything, the
start.
messages that comes in internal, it's there, even though it's a completely different conversational node with its own thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Some other things to note, and we're probably going to be adding some advanced settings for this. A super cool thing with CloseBot is we do have follow-ups built in A, but also these follow-ups only execute on nodes where you would want it to follow up. With the way we have this set up, let's say we do 5-minute follow-ups. Follow-ups only happen on certain nodes. They only happen on an objective. Okay. So right now we're in this conversation node. Even though we have follow-up set to 5 minutes, there would be no follow-up. There's no objective here. So it just sits in chats, but if they stop responding, there's no follow-up at 5 minutes. If they were stuck here, we do follow up. Another node that we follow up on is the booking node. So if they're on a booking node and we're trying to conversationally book them, we'll follow up. And the delay node. So let's say after we sent them the link, we had a wait and engage. And we wanted to wait here for 5 minutes, or I guess now here we're going to add, right now it's just seconds, but we're going to add minutes and hours and days. Let's just say 9,000 seconds. I don't know what that is. But some people use like a day here. They want it to wait and engage after sending that link. We're continuing to respond while waiting. This is an area where it would follow up as well. A good use case of this would be like this. We've sent them a link. We want to sit there and engage with them. We probably want them to do something with the link. And maybe during that day, we want to follow up after 5 minutes, after no response. This would do that. Now, after a day, or after that 9,000 seconds, it would jump up to wherever it was, and it would not do the follow-up cadence anymore. So let's come in here and add another follow-up. Let's say we had one for 5 days. You know, we're in, and let's say this wait time is 1 day. Wait 1 day. I don't know the seconds in a day off the top of my head, but pops down here, sends the link. It's going to follow up after 5 minutes, after no response. But after a day, it jumps back up to wherever it was. If it was here and they're still not responding, it's going to follow up after 5 days. But if we were here, it's not going to follow up at all. Questions about follow-ups? Yes, Alex.
I'll be that guy today. So
Love it.
follow-up. So
Yeah.
in that AI notice, you did not move forward. You're waiting for a reply. Technically, that could be a question that you want something. So there is no follow-up. Should there be follow-up?
In this one, we have it set so there's not currently follow-up at a statement unless there's a reply and it moves on. You are correct. Now, we've found that a lot of people want control over which ones have follow-up and don't have follow-up. So what we're probably going to do, and this will probably happen in Q1 as we continue to collect information on how people want these to behave, we'll probably add advanced setting. Do you want follow-ups to happen here? Or on the follow-ups, here's why we haven't done it yet. There are 2 ways we could take this. We could have it as a node setting, or we could have it in here as a filter. Like say you want follow-ups enabled only if the contact has the tag follow-up or does not have the tag do not follow up, if that makes sense. That way, if you're in your high-level account or whatever CRM you're using, you could easily tag contacts with workflows or manually, and we would know how to behave here. So these are 2 different routes we're looking at, and we're taking the time to analyze both and which one would work best. Because once we pick one, it's really hard for us to go back and then pick the other one.
Right. And then if you're in the wait node and you talk to them, right, and it triggers another custom scenario, it will go back to that wait node. Would the time reset?
That I assume it will reset, but I can ask.
It's not, yeah, my thing was just making sure it goes back to it, but then the other question popped into my head. Okay, thank you.
That is a great question. I am going to ask right now before I forget. A custom scenario pulls a lead out of a delay node, and they return later to that delay node. Does the time reset or continue? I'm going to assume it resets. Assumption, but you know what they say about assumptions. Okay, pretty cool. There was something else I wanted to show you. Don't know if you guys know this, but we're gonna show you by testing.
Who switched the column where those two are? They used to be the reverse.
These ones?
Yeah, the message was on the left and the AI was on the right.
Oh. Um, Weird. They said the delay node resets. Don't know why it's stuck there. I did publish. It says needs publishing again. But I also noticed the nodes were still highlighted from my previous test, so maybe something weird happened. If you notice on our roadmap, we have a lot of work going into the builder over this 2-week period. And so a lot of these little kinks are going to get worked out and a bunch of added functionality, like undo button, reverting previous versions, copying actions, sticky notes. But I think that was it. It was still highlighted. So that's something to look for in your testing over the next week and a half until they get to working on this again. If stuff is still highlighted from a previous test, just to be safe, like refresh the screen or publish again. Oh, this is still doing it. Messaging the dev team. Grab a screenshot of this. I wanted to show you how we implemented that you can skip a delay. So there will be a button that shows up here to allow you to skip an active delay. Let's see this. So this does not allow it to continue talking while in the delay. Let's see if this one works. I sent that to him, so it'll probably be fixed. And that's, again, just a testing portal thing. It does work in production. I wonder if it's a dark mode thing. Because it was working. Shouldn't be a dark mode thing. No, okay. They'll get it fixed. So after they get this fixed, which will probably be today, you'll notice there's a skip delay link here. And if you're testing and you have one of these delays, Obviously, it's annoying to sit here and wait 9,000 seconds to see how it's going to move from here. You'll be able to skip. Okay, other questions on scenarios or how things move around between these jobs? Okay, I'm going to take that as a no.
No, I was gonna just say, just unmuting, Bryce.
Hi. Hi.
Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm a bit of a newbie still with the whole
Welcome.
thing. No, I mean I've been in CloseBot since when you launched V1, I think, but I've just been in the background. So I've got mine kind of set up. I've moved from V1 to V2, but I really don't know if it's actually working. I don't even know what I'm doing. So I partnered with someone in the group to help me like build it out. But since you're here, I thought I could just show you.
What specifically are you struggling with? Anything in particular, or just like really totally lost?
Yeah, I'm just logged in now. So basically it's a booker call flow. So I moved it from, it was working fine on V1, which is why I was very hesitant to move to V2 because it means work for me to move it over. So I hesitated for 6 months, I think, and I didn't move over. But now I took the plunge and I did it. But I don't know if it's actually doing anything. Like I don't see any I don't know. So
You don't see any conversations?
No, I don't. I think
there?
I've got something wrong. Are you able to?
Something you can do if you're not seeing conversations, go into your sources. And if you see the source here, to like reset the source, just do add new source and add that source again. And that'll kind of reset the connection. You don't have to disconnect and reconnect. Okay. You don't have to like delete it, uninstall. Don't do that. Just add the source again. And then
No. I think I'm talking rubbish. No, I do see conversations.
Okay, you do see conversations.
Where do I go see the conversations again? Is it agents? Then click on
in the conversations tab.
Oh. I thought I had to click on the actual different bot first. Okay. If you have available tomorrow.
And so then at the bottom, if it's not responding, you'll see a notice that explains why it's not responding.
Yeah, I'm seeing all my go high level conversations from people I'm already talking to, but I'm not seeing it reach out to new people. Maybe I haven't had any messages recently, but
and CloseBot doesn't do the initial reach out. So if they have never sent you a message, CloseBot's not going to just go reach out. You have to use a workflow to I know. Send them the initial message.
Yeah, the reason why I'm saying that is because the people that I am already talking to, the bot has been turned off because it's already doing its job. I didn't need to, they already booked a call. So I think those people, AI off tag is on. So I think that's why.
Just any conversation that you see that you think the AI should have responded to, click on it and scroll to the bottom and you'll see a red banner that says something like the AI off tag was on this contact, or this source is not connected to a job flow, or, it'll tell you exactly why it's not responding.
Oh, I've seen one now. It says your primary account or the source that is being rebuilt does not have enough credits. So I need to reset that up because in V1, it was just automatic. So I forgot.
Right.
That'll explain it then.
Yeah. Use that as kind of your guiding light for why things aren't responding.
That was very helpful. Thank you.
Of course. Yeah. Okay. If you guys have a little bit of time, what I can do is go into our future. Let me see. Yeah, I know all of you guys. I'm going to share a little bit of where we're headed. We have Ty in here. Ty does a lot of stuff with cold email outreach, and he has convinced me that we need to integrate with Instantly. If you guys are in here and you use Instantly, drop it in the chat, or or say something off mute. Like let us know. Yes, okay. Yes, Joey's in here. He's using instantly.
I was gonna say, please, that would work great. And Ty's probably laughing at me right now, but yeah, that would work great. That's my biggest problem is I have no good AI to reply with, and I told him how bad the instantly one was compared to CloseBot.
Yes. And Alex, it looks like you have the skip button on yours, so I don't know what's wrong in my account or if they just fixed it. Yeah, he noticed that too. He went and tested it. So Alex, I don't know why it's working in yours and not ours, but we'll get it fixed for whoever's. Yes, we're going to add a native integration to Instantly. So not only will we be launching HubSpot, we'll be launching Instantly toward the end of November, beginning of December, which I'm super excited about because we're going to be doing a 4-part webinar series with Ty showing how to warm up a packet of email domains, how to segment your list of people you want to reach out to for cold email outreach instantly, how to set up your, and then how to set up your offer to get them to have a high open rate and high response rate to those emails. And finally, how to set up CloseBot on the back end to be filtering these people and routing to your CRM. Because really what you want to do is once someone is determined to be a good lead or books an appointment, you want them in your CRM. So we're going to show you start to finish with that 4-day challenge, how to do that. And we need our Instantly integration for that. Yeah, fire. The cool thing with how we've built CloseBot to date, once we get this HubSpot live, it takes the team probably 1 to 3 days, depending on the API for the company we're integrating with to add a new integration. So we have a lot of stuff that's on the AI focused front to work on. We're not going to be just bulk adding a ton of integrations. But we have, I can't scroll over that far. I can't show you guys what's over there. Sorry, have some secrets. We will be adding more integrations in Q1 that I'm excited about as well. Still over here in Q4, we have Google Drive knowledge base will be added. So that will allow you to come over here to your knowledge library, and we'll have a new button over here for you to click and connect to a Google Sheet or like a Google Doc, and that'll be a live updating system. So when you make updates to that sheet or doc, it'll retrain your AI every time on that information. We'll also improve our web scraping. So when you scrape a website like I did for our homepage, you'll be able to go into the details and see the full sitemap of web pages that were scraped. And you'll be able to deselect ones that you don't want it to include in its knowledge base. Like for me, we have a bunch of stuff in there that's really just for SEO. That I don't necessarily want pulled into the knowledge base. And this will allow me to go in, deselect that, so it won't use that for its knowledge base. Proactive outreach Smart FAQ. Some of you guys may have started using the Smart FAQ, which will notify you. Let me go show you how to turn that on, because if you have existing agents, you have to turn it on. It should be default on for all new agents though. Smart FAQ will notify you when it doesn't know the answer to a question. And then you can come in here and fill out that answer. Let me show you how to turn it on. Over here, we have our tools, Smart FAQ, done. Email follow-up will allow it to detect when someone is asking for an email, and it'll still respond on the same channel. Like let's say we're texting back and forth and I say, can you just email me your pricing? It'll respond saying, yep, sure, happy to send you that. Mind telling me more about what type of business you're in? And it'll actually look at your knowledge base and send that email. So we can just add both of those to that. Once a Smart FAQ item comes in, like it did for me, you can just go click that and it'll bring you to your Smart FAQ. These are things, for example, on our homepage that have been asked that it didn't know the answer to, and I just filled in the answer over here. What proactive Smart FAQ is going to do, when you fill in the answer, there's going to be a pop-up that says, this question was asked in these 2 or 3 or however many conversations. Do you want us to reach out with the answer? And you'll be able to deselect ones that you don't want it to reach out to with the answer and click yes. And it's going to look at the chat channels it has available for that contact and then let them know the answer. So let's say we had a chat going on live chat on the website, and we qualified this lead. We got their phone number. They asked a question we didn't know the answer to. And then obviously they closed the page. When you come in here and you fill out the answer, it's going to go back and say, see, okay, we had this communication on live chat. They're probably not there. We do have their phone number. Let's text them the answer to that. So that's the proactive Smart FAQ. Really excited about that one. The goal is to build a system where you never have to go into the conversations. All of it is done through notifications or reports, and you always know what's happening. And then the AI just does it for you. We have GDPR coming, so that's important for our people in the EU. We have more work on our conversations UI page, like live updating the conversations. Currently, when you're sitting on the page, if new conversations come in or new messages, this doesn't live update. So we'll be able to work on that. And then just optimizing things for the holiday. Again, I can't show you exactly what's on Q1, but it's focused on our reporting module and our own native chat widget. So cool stuff there. Any questions before we wrap this up? Yeah, Alex.
Hey,
Amazing.
2 quick questions. One of the things that we do is we book catering events, and we have a lot of clients that come back and again to schedule events, which is a good problem to have. But what's happening is obviously when they come back, well, depending on the process that they do, we want them to do a process where we create a duplicate contact in GHL and then it's clean. But a lot of them reply back to the old message thread, and the bot obviously picks up the entire history. And sometimes
Why do you create a duplicate contact?
So we pick this up. It's for a franchise that we do. So when they fill out a new form, a new catering request form, that creates a new lead for them. So then we engage with them as a fresh new lead. But a lot of them, because they've spoken previously with somebody through messaging, right, in GHL and stuff, they'll just reply to the old thread, or even institutional people that will reply to previous emails. So the problem is that, let's say they booked us for, holidays last year, they want to come back this year and do it again. It sometimes gets lost, or it thinks that it achieved all of the objectives. We've been playing around with custom scenarios to get them to do that and re-enter. But is there a way we could say, hey, your runaway of preview conversation should be X amount of days or months,
No,
weeks?
there's not a way to do that. But let me share a Loom with you where we did something similar with an agent that is meant to collect multiple addresses from people that maybe are sending us addresses that they want us to analyze. So it's a similar sort of thing. We start off by qualifying them And then if they want us to analyze an address, we need to get what that address is. We need to update fields or whatever with that address. And then it jumps back up to the main job, but they might come back later with a new address. And yeah, it wants to, without changing stuff, just grab the old address again. It sees that they've shared an address. This shows how to use some variables to make it not use the previous address, or in your case, not use the previous scheduled event. So I shared in the chat a Loom walkthrough, and I shared the agent download link. So you guys that are on this call, you might want to grab that, click the agent download link or copy that someplace. When you click that, it will allow you to copy that agent into your account, and then the Loom explains how it works.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, what we do in that, just while we have 2 minutes, like imagine this was they want to send, or that's the title, sending address. They want to send us an address that is not, then you probably have it in a field. Or if it's a booked appointment, you have that in a field, or from a previous booked appointment, you have access to the variables. So they want to send us an address that is not that address we already have for them. That's essentially how we do it. And then when we're going to update the field, we kind of have to reiterate it. Like, let's have an objective to get that address. Oh, not there. Get the full new address, get the contact's full address. That's not okay. So we're kind of forcing it along the way to not jump in here when it's about a different address that was already shared, so that it doesn't like jumping into a different custom scenario and then jump back down here when it's an address they've already shared, and then forcing it to grab the information on the new address, if that makes sense.
Yes, sir, it does. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Okay. I appreciate you guys. This was a fun call. Hopefully it's a little more clear now how these custom scenarios work and how powerful it is that they can jump around between stuff. Okay. If you have any questions at all, you know where to go. We have our support. If you're looking for just overall like strategic things, Facebook group is a great place for that too. Okay. I will see you guys next time. Bye.
Take care.